Well, my guys, I don't even know if Mr. Bubbles is going to be able to successfully rebuild this team because this team is freaking garbage. Yes, the New York Jets, the worst team in the NFL, more than likely is going to get the first overall draft pick in this upcoming NFL draft. We'll draft Trevor Lawrence, and he is a monster. I think Trevor Lawrence is the best NFL draft prospect at the quarterback position since Andrew Luck. So that's one positive that Jets fans can kind of hold on to the rest of this season. And number two, you can be happy that I'm rebuilding your team because hopefully in today's video, we will win the Super Bowl. This rebuild, though, is going to be done just a little bit different than the prior rebuilds here on the channel. We're actually going to start in year number 2. We're going to do the NFL draft. We're going to sign free agents. We do have the number 1 overall draft selection because we went 0-16 throughout the regular season. So yes, we're probably going to draft Trevor Lawrence. So after the offseason, we jump into the next season. We're going to do the speed rebuild style there, but since we did the NFL draft and signed some free agents, I'm only going to allocate myself 7 minutes to make trades. Only 7 minutes to make this team better, but I think like with the offseason, we're going to be able to have a chance in one offseason and one preseason to bring this team to at least a playoff spot. And I'm going to give myself a target of 10 wins. And if we do not get 10 wins, or if we do not win 9-8 games, squeak our way in the playoffs and win the Super Bowl, I have to give away a copy of Madden 21 in the comment section below. Those are a random comment. You can comment whatever you freaking want to. But hopefully, I don't have to do that because hopefully today is a successful rebuild.
Eat corn and get RBT to 1 million subscribers by Christmas. Eat your corn. Love your corn. But you need to get RBT to 1 million subscribers by Christmas.
Hopefully, guys, do enjoy today's rebuild, and if you do, make sure to smash a huge thumbs up. Make sure also to subscribe if you are new. We are on the race to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year, and if and only if we do hit 1 million subscribers by Christmas, we're going to be doing a console giveaway. 3 next-gen consoles given away to my subscribers and subscribers only. It's a value of like $2,000. So make sure, take that millisecond, let's click that subscription button if you haven't. And also, huge announcement, if you guys missed a community post or don't follow me on Twitter or Instagram, yes, your boy is going to be on the Pat McAfee show this upcoming Thursday. It's going to be super fun. And to kind of address some of the negative comments, I don't know why anybody can be negative about this. Number one, I got told by his manager that Pat wanted me on the show back in February, and the manager forgot to get in touch with me. I don't even know why this is a thing. I probably shouldn't even address this. No, I'm not copying MMG. What do you think I'm doing? I just saw MMG was on the show and then reached out to Pat McAfee and said, hey, please get me on the show. It doesn't work that way. So I don't know why some people just like to hate for no reason, but I'm excited for it. I'm excited to represent the Corn Squad on one of the biggest podcasts in the entire world, so I'm excited for it. Hopefully you guys are too. Make sure to tune in too. I'm sure if you're in school at that time, he's going to post it on his YouTube channel afterwards and on Spotify and everything, whatever he has his podcast on. So I'm excited for it. That said, my dudes, to begin today's rebuild, we're going to simulate Super Bowl 55. Somehow the Bengals made it. It's the Bengals, Joe Burrow, who's 22 years old, and Drew Brees, who's 74 in Super Bowl 55. Sim Super Bowl 55, and to get this thing going, the winner is going to be the 49-year-old Drew Brees, 24-13. Now, first thing I do need to do as the coach here, or as I guess the GM as well, here in New York, we need to re-sign some of these players and make sure they just don't go into free agency for nothing. So let me see who I can re-sign. I want to get a lot of these guys to come back. We're not already talented at all, so we need to try as best as we possibly can to retain the little talent that we do already have. So some good and some bad. Number one, we re-sign Marcus May, Avery Williamson, he's going elsewhere. Brian Poole's coming back, Pierre Desir's gone, Bradley McDougall's gone. We didn't even try to re-sign Chris Hogan. Rashawn Perryman's coming back, as is Patrick. Quincy Williams coming back. Jordan Jenkins. Terrell Basham. And aside from that, I really didn't care. Oh, and most importantly, Snacks. He's gone. He doesn't want to come back for whatever reason. He's 85 rated, but he is 32 years of age. We could have used him, but hopefully we can sign some people out of free agency. Do I franchise tag Avery Williamson? I mean, he's 83. That'll be 14 mil towards the cap. So I don't think that's gonna be the case. We'll just jump into free agency and see if there's somebody better we can sign. And there's a goddamn freaking floating Microsoft Surface tablet in Mr. Bubbles' shoulder. That can't necessarily be comfortable. So first week of free agency, unfortunately, I really wanted to get Marcus Williams. He's an 87 rated young free safety. and he decided to decline the offer, but we got Alex Mack center for extremely cheap. I mean, literally, I think I offered like $1 million a year for an 84 rated center, so that's not bad. Just kind of disappointed about Marcus Williams. Threw some more offers out there into the universe. In week number 2 of free agency, Damon Harrison, we tried to get him back. Very cheap. He rejected. Gronk rejected. Nickel Roby-Coleman rejected. So, not too successful there. And we got Kalichi Osemele accepted. Garyon Conley rejected. Gerald McCoy accepted. So we got some players for some pretty cheap prices. I mean, we got 3 players signed, nothing too wild, but 3 starters that should help us out for literally nothing really at all. So with that, time for the NFL draft, and it's time to select Trevor Lawrence with the #1 overall selection. Unless, like, the CPU traded my pick away, which would suck at that point. But we should have the #1 overall selection, and we do. So, with that said, my dudes, Trevor Lawrence, I have no clue what his overall is going to be. Justin Fields looks like he's not too solid, but Trevor Lawrence, #1 overall selection. Will he be able to win the Super Bowl for us in one freaking season? He comes in at an 82 rated, which I don't think is too far off of what his overall should actually be in real life. Like, he's a goddamn monster, man. Like, he is insane. I think he is going to have an insane NFL career, so I think 82 is perfect for him. How did we get another first-round selection? I'm not complaining at freaking all. So what do we take here? We do need a running back because Le'Veon Bell is gone. So, like, is that what we do? Running back here? Is that the move? Or D-tackle? We definitely need a D-tackle because, I don't know, we just signed Gerald McCoy, so he probably wouldn't be a #1 D-tackle. So why don't we just go ahead and get ourselves a running back? But will he even start for us? We might trade for a better running back than what they're going to be. Ooh, I guess. What about tight end? Brevin Jordan. We definitely need a tight end, but how good are you going to be? He's the only one that we did scout, and we don't have a tight end over like 72 overall. That's a freaking tough one, my dudes. Or do we go offensive line? This is a tough one. We need as many offensive linemen as we possibly can get, but we do need a defensive tackle as well. We could really use any position here. I think we probably are more than likely to get a good starter at the tight end position. Brevin Jordan, just don't be like a 60-something. He was a 70. Okay, that's not, I mean, I probably could have done a lot better than that, but it's not, like, unusual for a tight end to go late in the first round, so we'll take that. The running backs are still there. Why not just go ahead and grab one? But which one do we select? Do I just go Travis Etienne? I always say his name wrong, but, like, who cares? Just be like a 75 or something. He's a 75! This is my first pick in the second round. Let's go Terrence Marshall out of LSU. If he's like a 70-something, he definitely can play for us. He's going to be a 70. We actually have another third-round selection. Where all these picks come from? We have a pick like 2 picks later here. We could pick another wide receiver if we wanted to, but we shouldn't. About offensive linemen, are there any good ones? Oh, this guy, Zion Johnson? We have a second-round grade on him, and he's still available? Let's select him. He comes in at a 71 rated in the 3rd round, the late 3rd round. Let's go. We definitely could use some depth at D-tackle. And we have a second-round grade in this guy. This is round number 4, the first pick. Do we just go with Ezekiel Harrell? He's coming 70 rated. That's not a bad number 2 D-tackle. I mean, there's still a receiver we have a 3rd round grade on. Amari Rodgers, first pick in the 5th round. I mean, a 68 rated in the 5th round. That's not bad. I think I'm going to make one more selection and let the CPU do the rest. But final pick in this draft. Well, I think we have 2 picks left. Is there anybody left? We had a guard. Yeah, he's still available. We have a 5th round grade on him. He looks decent. Can he be a 66? I mean, that's not bad for depth. That is our 6th round selection right here. Gordon Shepard, 69 rated. This has been a freaking fire draft. I might as well go ahead and finish it. Every pick I've done so far is pretty freaking solid. So why not get a 7th player that is going to actually earn that? Probably this is what, my 9th or 10th selection? That's going to probably play a part in this season. I just don't know if we have anybody left. Although, when we have a couple wide receivers, I mean, why not just go ahead and get as many good wide receivers as possible unless we have anybody else scouted here? I think we pretty much used up everybody that we've had scouted. So, I mean, this guy, Jacob Panasiuk. I mean, we have a lot of outside linebackers. We have a lot of receivers as well, but I wouldn't mind using some of those receivers that we have on our team that's not going to start for us to trade away. So, I guess I'll rock with this guy, Tariq Black out of Michigan. He's going to come in at a 65 rated. That is not awful for a 7th round selection. So once again, I think we just had a pretty freaking fire draft. So it's about to get serious here. We have 7 minutes, as you see the timer, to trade. And I need to just really quickly try to focus on what positions we need the most really quick. Like, Trevor Lawrence is solid. I mean, we maybe could get a better running back and have 2 solid running backs. We definitely need to try to get one extremely solid receiver. Our O-line isn't awful, but we definitely need to get probably one better offensive tackle. Definitely use somebody on the right side. And defensively, I mean, everybody's like average. We definitely need to try to focus in on our free safety and a better defensive end and maybe one cornerback. I think mostly we need to focus on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe one better outside linebacker. I mean, there's a lot of players that we can potentially use here, and also I can use free agency if I want to. Like, if at the very end, like, I think there's some positions we need, and we have some money left over, I can use free agency, but it's still allocated in the timer. So with that said, like, this team, I mean, it's better, but it's still not close enough, I think, to be able to win 10 games. Now, with that said, my dude, we have 7 minutes on the timer. That timer begins in 3, 2, 1. This is gonna be stressful. No cuts, so there's no freaking cheating. So first position we need to try to get, let's get a right tackle. So definitely, I'm not like worried about trading away these wide receivers. So I would even trade Breshad Perriman away. So let's find a team that wants one of these 2 guys. Is there any green interest? Okay, we have right here Patriots. Do you have any offensive tackle you'd be willing to trade away? Isaiah Wynn, will you give me Wynn? Please. Not even freaking close. That's not a good start. Any other team want Breshad Perriman? Is there really only one team that wants Breshad Perriman? That's not good. That's not freaking good at all. So right tackles, we need to try to get through this fast. Taylor Mott from the Carolina Panthers. They don't want him. So this is going about as bad as it possibly could. Shaq Mason, I could convert him to right tackle. So that's sort of close. We needed, like, it's already almost been 1/7 of the time allocated freaking on this one deal. So third round draft pick through here. Let's welcome Shaq Mason to the squad. Don't mind if I do. So we have a right tackle now, but what we need to do is try to get a better running back. We also need a good wide receiver as well. So George Fant, does anybody out there have great interest on him? Okay, the Titans do. Okay, solid. Derrick Henry, like, that's not gonna. I'm just thinking about it. Oh, they'll put him over the cap. Well, that's gonna be unfortunate. That's gonna be a problem. Yeah, a lot of these teams have negative cap room. Oh, that's gonna be definitely a big problem. Joe Mixon by chance. Submit this through. Trades decline. So I'm gonna have to work. Oh, Madden is so dumb, dog. Like, I'm gonna have to work between freaking the lines of the cap room because every team is in the negatives because Madden, this franchise sucks. There's only a certain amount of teams I can even trade with. Oh, that's gonna mess us up so much. So there's very few teams, dog, that have cap. That have, like, available cap. They're all in the negatives. Buda Baker? Like, they don't. Oh, this is. You know what, dudes? Let me stop this. Like, I'm not. Like, this is stupid. I'm turning salary cap off. Like, I have $50 million to work with. It's not gonna benefit me. It's only gonna make this freaking possible. Because once again, Madden is so stupid. Once you get into season number 2 of a franchise mode, almost every CPU team has cap in the negative. Therefore, you can't trade anybody away because even if you have somebody that literally has a $0 contract, they won't accept the trade because it still technically keeps them over the cap. So that's stupid. I'm turning it off. And I'm going to cheat a little bit because that wasted like a minute of my time. Putting 1 minute and 10 seconds back on the timer. So, like, bite me if you think that's cheating. I just wasted so much time on that. So let's get back to this. God, that's so annoying. It's like, oh, why can't they fix that, bro? Alright, so let's just find a team, the Cardinals. So now we can actually trade with the Cardinals without having to worry about them being over the cap already. So we could use an outside linebacker, but, like, would you even trade Chandler Jones? Okay, so it looks like we might be getting Chandler Jones, so I'm not opposed to that whatsoever. So let's throw in Michael Pirine into this deal. It was accepted. Let's welcome Chandler Jones, to the New York Jets. Don't mind if I do. Now I can trade away Terrell Basham. All right, we definitely need a free safety or a good wide receiver. So Dolphins, they got Marcus. They're not going to trade Marcus, are they? Yep, I expected that. So Philip Lindsay they got as well. How about Devontae Parker? We need a good wide receiver. Yep, not even freaking close. The Cowboys. Who do you have? Do we get one of their Ezekiel Elliott by chance? Like, he'd feel like he'd be a New York kind of guy. Like, there's potential there, but do I even worry about it? We're 5 minutes in now. Like, what about Zach Martin? Like, is he? Okay, I mean, I might as well. I might as freaking well. Let's throw like a 5th and 6th round draft pick and get Zach Martin to New York, and this offensive line is about to be freaking solid. So with that said, we still need a free safety. We need a free safety. So let's go back to the wide receiver position. Is there anybody like Braxton Berrios or Jeff Smith? Does anybody want any of these guys? Is there any green interest on Braxton? I don't think there's going to be, and that's going to be unfortunate. How about the offensive line position, since we have a ton of offensive linemen that we can trade away? So we don't need Connor McGovern anymore. So there's got to be multiple teams that want him. So the Falcons want him. Oh, Julio. Julio is like 32 at this point. Oh my God, we're about to bring Julio Jones to New York. Finally, like, he's going to be able to just get rid of Atlanta because they've not been able to win anything with them. And I feel bad for freaking Julio Jones, my favorite player of all time. Submit this through and it's declined. We have 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. The third round draft pick from next year, and then we definitely need a freaking running back. Jeff Smith added to this deal as well, just to make it. Oh, it's declined again. We have 4 minutes remaining. We can't be taking too much time in these trades. So Bryce Hall is 68 rated. Submit this through. It was accepted. Let's welcome Julio Jones to New York. So wide receiver solid now. So any other offensive linemen that we can possibly trade away that some teams would want? Alex Lewis or Zion Johnson? Oh, he's a rookie. He's not even going to really play a part for us, is he? Lions, what do you have? Justin Coleman would be a solid corner for us. Not even remotely close. Trey Flowers. We do need a defensive end. So Trey Flowers, is this a possibility? I know one guy I'm thinking off the top of my head. J.J. Watt. Like how he's 32 years of age. He's so much money, but cap's turned off yet. Not even remotely close. They must have fixed that. Fair play. Fair freaking play. So let's keep on going. Any green interest for Alex? Who is this? The Lions again. So the Lions are the only team that won't Alex Lewis a lot. So is there anybody that could possibly use Desmond Trufant by chance? I mean, he would be okay for us. So that's already about to be accepted. We have 3 minutes left to go. We still need a running back. That's like the number one thing we need right now. So the 7th round pick should be enough to bring in Desmond Trufant, and it is. So that's okay. But we need a freaking running back. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left to go. What positions could we possibly trade away? Braxton, let's see what else. Tight end. Do we have any backup defensive ends that we could trade? Oh, we have a ton. So we need some green interest for Shepard right here, who's just the Bears. The Bears, who do you have? Like out Khalil Mack, that's just not a possibility, but why not? Okay, that's just wasting time right now. So Eddie Jackson, come on, be somewhat close, not even remotely close. Move on to the next one. Who are you? Cardinals. Oh, didn't we already try to trade with the Cardinals? Kenyon Drake, I mean, he could be somewhat useful for us. God dang. Cowboys. Like, do we try to get Zeke? Like, is that a thing? Submit this through. Like, we have 2 minutes to try to get a running back. Defensive tackle? Like, don't we have some young guys. Gordon Shepard? They don't want Gordon Shepard. How about Ezekiel? Oh, no. It could have been Ezekiel for an Ezekiel trade. Jabari Zuniga? They want Jabari. Submit this through. I think if we throw in a first-round draft pick, we'll be able to welcome Ezekiel Elliott to New York. Submit this through. We have the number 1 overall selection, and let's welcome Zeke to New York. We still need a free safety, though. Bad. Like, really bad. So, defensive end, we have a ton of them. We still need to trade for one, too. So, any green interest? I'm starting to stress out a little bit. Nobody wants Henry? Who are you? Bucks. They want Henry. Who do you have at free safety? Antoine Winfield? Like, that's just not going to be a thing, is it? Oh, this is stressful. Jordan Whitehead? Did anybody else want Henry? Who are you? The Chiefs want Henry. They have Tyrann Mathieu, but he's not a free safety, is he? Juan Thornhill? I mean, I'll take him. It's declined again. We probably need to look at free agency. When there's like 20 seconds left, I'm gonna go ahead and look in free agency. Buccaneers, do you have anybody I could possibly use? Levante David? Like, is this a possibility? Yes, it is. Why not add as many players as we possibly can right now? So a second round selection, this should be enough for Levante David, I think. And it was accepted. I mean, I just did that just because I could. So I think we might as well go. Let's try to just breathe. I need to breathe. I'm stressing out. Let's go to free agency and see if there's anybody that could possibly help this team out at all. So Damian Williams. I mean, no, we don't need him. 20 seconds remaining. AJ Green. Like, why not? Like, why not sign AJ Green? I mean, we can't. So next, we need a free safety. Is there any decent free safeties that we could add? Oh, this is stressful. This is freaking stressful. Free safety? Oh, that's not going to help at all. We have defensive end. The timer is about to run out. Is there any defensive ends that we could sign? I don't think so. Ryan Kerrigan, hurry! Ugh! I think I might have been like a second over, but like, bite me. The freaking goddamn salary cap messed me up a lot. So like, just give me that second to breathe. Team's good. We didn't get every position that I wanted to. We didn't get a defensive end. We didn't get a free safety, but I think the team still has potential after all the trades. We have an 85 rated team, 87 offense, 84 defense. We need to go and convert some positions around and see how much this overall actually goes up. Oh, I'm so upset with myself that entire time. Most important bit of trade bait we had was freaking Sam Darnold, and I didn't even trade him away. Oh, that's a stinker. That's a big stinker. We probably could have got somebody huge for Sam Darnold. So the offense is fantastic, but the defense is a little stinky, but it's still an 87 rated team, and 87 overall is pretty freaking good when it comes to Madden 21. Now, there are still a lot of holes that we didn't get to address, but the one thing that we can collectively agree on is the fact that this team is so much better than what it was when we started this video. Offensive line is pretty good. Mekhi Becton, Zach Martin, Alex Mack, Shaq Mason, and Kelechi Osemele. I'm kind of like underwhelmed at the fact that these offensive linemen that we drafted aren't going to have playing time as a rookie, but we're trying to win right now. They'll still prove to be some bit of useful for us for depth purposes. Now, the one kind of questionable move I did make was convert AJ Green to tight end. He's losing some speed as he's aging, but he can still be a nice receiving threat at the tight end position for us. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is going to be our starter. We have Zeke and Travis Etienne at running back. I always pronounce his name wrong, so bite me. Now, our wide receiver core is pretty freaking solid. Julio Jones, we have Jamison Crowder, we have Braxton Berrios, we have Denzel Mims, and that rookie Terrence Marshall that we did select in the draft. Now, defensively, once again, is where things are kind of stinky. I mean, our linebacker core is great. Lavonte David, Patrick, CJ Mosley, Chandler Jones. Defensive line is okay. Quinton Williams, Gerald McCoy, Ryan Kerrigan. Now, the secondary is where this team definitely could let us down. I mean, Brian Poole's okay. Desmond Trufant's 81, but he's aging. Quincy Williams behind him. We did not get a free safety, just like I couldn't find anybody that we wanted, and like, oh, the freaking Marcus Williams deal falling through. Free agency really ended up hurting us, but at least we did bring back Marcus May. I think this team's good enough. So the moment of truth. Did we do enough to rebuild the New York Jets from the worst team in the NFL to a Super Bowl contender at bare minimum a playoff spot? Like, with how Madden 21 is, dude, it literally could be anywhere from like a 5-11 season to like a 13-3 season. I'm gonna say, like, I think the team should get 10 wins, but with this being Madden, like, if it's 9-7 or 8-8, like, that's more what I'm expecting. I expect the unexpected when it comes to Madden 21. I always, expect to be disappointed. Really quick, let me know your predictions in the comments section below. And the moment of truth, don't let me down and at least make the playoffs. And we did, my dudes. And I think that's solid, because normally that means when it doesn't say a game or practice squad players were signed, that means we get a first round bye. And if that's the case, more than likely we won 10 games. And I don't have to waste $60. And the moment of truth, and yes, my dudes, I think that's the best record we have had the entire year when it comes to a Madden 21 rebuild. We go 14-2 on this season. We win the AFC East, and we actually have the best record in the league. So yours truly, Mr. Bubbles and Madden Science, took the worst team in the league and in one offseason brought them to be the best team in the league, just like that. Some other teams making the playoffs here. Worst record in the league this season. The Saints made the playoffs at 8-8. But the worst team in the league this year goes to the Lions at 2-14. You should have traded us some of your players, man. Now, I do want to check really quick. We have some upgrades as well. A ton of upgrades. So this team should even get better than what they were. 5 players were upgraded. We come in at an 88 overall, 92 offense, 84 defense. Who did the good stuff for us? Trevor Lawrence is going to hopefully be up like an 86. He's an 89 rated with Superstar X Factor. Zeke's a 97 with morale boost. Julio Jones a 96. Terrence Marshall went up to a 74. We have Zach Martin at a 99. All these players overall is up because of morale boost. AJ Green up to an 87 rated tight end. Now defensively, this is where I'm interested. Lavonte David stayed the same. I think CJ Mosley went up to an 85. This guy up to a 75, which is awful. Defensive line progressed a little bit, but obviously this defense was still solid enough to make the playoffs and have the best record in the league. Now, I'm excited to kind of check out these statistics and see how Trevor Lawrence did. We had the 7th best offense in the entire league, and defensively, we had the 5th best. So obviously very good improvement from last year to this year. We went from 0-16 to 14-2. MVP goes to Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes in 2nd, Nick Foles came in 4th, Tannehill in 3rd. We didn't have anybody come in the top 10, but we're not worried about individual accolades. We had to have won the Rookie of the Year, right? Did we win Coach of the Year? Let's go, Mr. Bubbles! Trevor Lawrence at least came in 9th when it comes to the Offensive Player of the Year award. He had to win Rookie of the Year. He did. We had our running back come in 2nd. We even had Terrence Marshall come in 3rd. Nobody else in the top 10. How about defensively? We didn't even draft many defensive players, even if I don't even think we drafted one, maybe. But in the NFC, Offensive Rookie of the Year is going to go to Zamir White. Defensively goes to Dell Duval. Now, how did Trevor Lawrence and his team do statistically? He came in 4,100 yards. We had 33 touchdowns, 9 picks, only sacked 20 times. Running the football, Zeke had 13 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Travis had 721 yards, 10 touchdowns. You know, Trevor Lawrence added a little bit on the ground, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Catching the football, Julio Jones, 973 yards. We did have one 1,000-yard receiver. He came in with 6 touchdowns. AJ Green actually led the team with 11 receiving touchdowns. We had the young buck, Terrence Marshall, have 821 yards and 7 touchdowns. Now, defensively for us, Patrick led the team, 121 yards. Most sacks is going to go to CJ Mosley with 7.5. Most picks is going to go to Ashton Davis, Quincy Williams, Desmond Trufant, all with 3 on the year. Now, what's going to be disappointing is when we did all of this and we're going to get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. But at the end of the day, my dudes, even if we don't win the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure Jets fans would be happy with the fact they went from worst team in the league to best team in the league in just one freaking season. But we're not over yet. We cannot do all this and lose the 9-7 Patriots. Like, don't do this to me, please. We win barely, just barely, 28-21. We'd be taking on in the AFC Conference Championship game the Baltimore Ravens. At least we had our quarterback open overall, so that's actually huge for us. So Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson versus New York Jets and Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be a tough one, and we get a huge W, 42-21, as we head into the Super Bowl against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. They went 9-7 on the year. We have a few more upgrades. Trevor Lawrence, even again, up to an 89 rated, so he's getting better and better. Final game, Super Bowl 56. We stayed at 80 overall, 92 offense, 84 defense. Come on, we made it this far. We cannot lose to a 9-7 team. Moment of truth. Come on, we did it, my dude. Super Bowl 56, 38-27. We successfully, in one offseason, rebuild the New York Jets from 0-16 to Super Bowl champions. I mean, if anybody can rebuild the New York Jets, it's gonna be freaking Mr. Bubbles.